Okay, we can start. Action camera.
So good morning, guys. So tomorrow we talk about pitching. Good. So the main idea was to help to share a little about pitching, some of the guidelines, some of the suggestions, some of the tricks. But the other thing I wanted to do was actually to try to do it as interactive as possible. So not just me blah blah blah, but let's see how much you guys can do or not. Okay? So let me start actually with one thing. Why do we pitch? Yaroslav, why do we pitch?
Because we want money for our startup, and we want to get people involved into our idea, make them inspired by it.
Why not? Why do we pitch?
To sell, yeah, great point. To sell something. So that's why great pitching is one of the main things, I guess.
Yeah. Why do we pitch?
Чтобы продавать.
To sell.
To sell. Yeah. I think that actually why do we pitch? Is actually there can be a number of reasons. It actually fundamentally depends who you're talking to. And I think that depending on who you talk to, you can change how do you package your information and actually how quickly or not you deliver it. And then when do you put more focus or not. So if you're trying to get attention, you typically, the most common case actually, you're trying to get attentions for an investor. So what you want to do is that you want to use the first 30 seconds to let him understand clearly what it is. And then eventually, if he's interested in something that fits his portfolio or his interest area, he will then give you more time to keep talking. It's different if you pitch to actually media or for an interview and so on. In that case, they have already agreed more or less a certain amount of time. So it's not that you need to elbow your interest or their interest to get attention and to be able to be listed. And then typically they are a little less interested into the financials. They're more interested maybe in, I don't know, for instance, the story behind it. Why you started to do that, what is cool, what does it make a difference to the world. So I think that, in my opinion, you need to, typically, yes, you do it for selling, but you might want to keep in mind who are you trying to talk to and what is the situation. Are you blocking someone along the corridor that you want to do it as quick as possible? Or do you have an agreed amount of time, like you're on the stage and you have 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes there? So I think that the key thing is to start first thinking about who do you talk to and what is the situation to get the most out of it. Then, how long you pitch normally? What are you normally used to pitch? For how long are you used to pitch? 30 minutes. No. 3 minutes. Yeah. 3?
5.
5. Okay. Morning, guys. Sit down. We're talking about pitching today. So basically, what I discussed is actually I mentioned about pitching, and actually we normally tend to pitch for sales, but actually we might have many different audience, and that one means that we need to package the message slightly different way depending who are we talking to. And now we started to talk about timing. So for instance, how long do you normally pitch?
3 minutes.
Yeah. I think it depends on what you do or not. And then do you normally use slides or not? Do you use slides? Presentation.
I think it's better.
Yeah. Okay. I think that what actually we do is actually we normally start, at least when I do the coaching and so on, we normally start pitching without slides, because then you don't concentrate on reading. I think one of the key issues that people, when they pitch, they read. It's horrible. When I'm there, I don't want to read someone that reads the slide. I can read them faster than the person reads. I want someone who tells me the story. And I think that's one of the key things. We normally start to practice without slides. Once they got used to deliver the message, then we start to use the slides. The other thing that we do is actually, it's difficult, it's easy to go long. It's difficult to be short. And actually, one of the things that annoy the most, especially in certain cultures, is that if they give you 3 minutes, if they told you 3 minutes, and then you do it in 4, people get annoyed. So what you want to do is that you don't want to do it 2.5 if you're at 3 minutes, but you don't want to do it in 4, because people either they cut you or they get annoyed, and they think a little less positive because you can't manage time. So I think that's very important. What we do actually, we normally start asking people to pitch with 30 seconds. So basically your classic elevator pitch. How many of you can pitch the business in 30 seconds? Hands up. Come on. Okay, let's give it a try.
Like 30 seconds?
30 seconds, yes.
I can't in 30 seconds. I
Try, come on, come on.
Okay, my business is mobile application for drivers. I'm trying to solve most of their problems on the road. I have geolocated radio, video registration, automatically map creation, and many other cool things.
Okay, not bad, good. Who wants to give it a try?
Hello, my name is Andrei Mateev, and our startup named Marabaka crafted stuff of all kinds. We produce children multimedia brands. And we have site, mobile application, comic books, and tools and things.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I think it's not too difficult to do it. I think that the difficulty is to be able to pick the right words to deliver most of the message you want to give. Because typically what you do is like this one, when you cross someone and you want to attract attention. So you want to pick the right words so that they understand as much as possible, and actually you trigger interest to be able to continue talking more. So you don't just want the 30 seconds, you use the 30 seconds to get as much time as possible. And actually, it's tricky, but I think that one of the key things is actually, to keep on practicing. So I think that practice and without slides is one of the key things that you might want to do at the beginning. And then you can do it, I think that some of the tricks is that you can do it in front of your partners or colleagues or friends or whatever. Another pretty interesting trick is actually the one to use a camera, phone or digital camera or whatever, and you film yourself, and then you can look at that one and you can see how good or bad it is. Maybe you can look with other friends that can help you to comment what to do, what not to do, how to fix it. In the words you use, on the pitch that you use, so the pitching you use, and then eventually even on the body language, all these other aspects to improve their little body. For the 30 seconds pitch, actually, what I normally do is that I suggest to use a stupid little template from Adeo Ressi. So actually, this is it, but basically you can rotate. So basically, Adeo Ressi is the founder of Founder Institute. There is a seed accelerator organization. They have chapters in more than 50 countries that help very, very early entrepreneurs to shape the business, clean up the idea of the product. And they do it as a seed accelerator. They do it in exchange of some equity and some money. And but I think that they've done a very standardized model. But the interesting thing is that they've developed a few very nice tools to help do things properly that they use all over the world. And I think that this template is pretty nice. It's basically, how do I show it? You need this one. Yes. Cool. Make it big. Cool. So this one actually is directly from TechCrunch, so the technology website. And Adeo Ressi is this guy here. Here, let me show you. He's this bald guy here. I think he's my age, maybe a little younger. But basically, pretty stupid, simple template, but like, oh, why not? So it says, my company, and then you fill in your company name. So, what's your company?
Marabaka.
All right. He's developing.
Major brand for children.
Good. Well, I think that the brand, it's something, but if you dive a little deeper,
What product?
Yes, what are the key products?
Site for children.
Yeah, but
When
a site,
children-
what do you deliver in a site? Content,
No, site.
games, education.
Fun.
Edutainment.
All right, now we got it. To help who? Or
Kids
for?
and parents,
Which age range?
6 to 12.
Okay.
For
So
kids, 6 to 12.
my company Marabaka is developing.
Website.
No,
No.
what was the content? Entertainment.
Edutainment.
Entertainment.
Education.
help
Entertainment.
6 to 12 years old kids, parents, to do what? Which problem are you solving?
To do more creativity, more artistic.
Yeah, almost. And another thing is like, what they call the secret sauce, or it's more kind of like what is different in your offering from all the other ones. For instance, the fact that you can interact with the physical toys that maybe you connected with USB to the PC. Something like that. Right? So you can do that. And actually this is pretty simple, pretty short, but it's actually quite useful to help. So you can basically fill it in, you practice a few times, maybe you check with others whether that's okay or whether you need to tweak something to make it more understandable, more readable. But it's pretty simple with such a stupid little thing. Is that you can easily pitch to anybody in 30 seconds. Make sense? Good. My recommendation would be actually that if you don't have it yet, you might want to do something like this, but keep it, save it, so you have it as a reference. You can use it in many cases. Yeah? Cool. Then, 2, 3, or 10 minutes pitch. I think that what I normally, once we've done the elevator pitching, that is actually the baseline, so that you can tell to anybody and so on. We start to work a little more on developing the 2 or 3 minute pitch. And what we do is normally we ask them to prepare it without slides, stand in front of the others and pitch it. Do we have any volunteer here? Okay, come on. I'm going to pick you over since the last time. Okay, we'll pick you, come. We'll pick you here. And what we normally do is that we use the chronometer. Let's not use it now, but we can try to do it. Yeah? Okay, go through. Pitch.
Hello, my name is Andrei Matev, and this is Maravaka crafted stuff of all kinds. 1,000 things in the world can be handmade, and million people all around the world can do it. But DIY form became boring because children prefer other electronic devices for toys. We create new DIY form and tell them Maravaka crafted stuff of all kinds. We create site where children can share your photos, DIY things, and we take them pages or achievements, and children and children compete and create something new. Also, we create toys who connected to PC and share something things in internet in this site. These toys simple microscope, telescope, or incubator camera. About one something.
It's your pitch.
We create media brand. We don't create something real. We create media content. Also, we have comic books and mobile application. Thank you.
Good. How was it, guys?
Pretty good.
Thank you.
I think it's I would say above average, especially here. I think it's good. I think that one thing that I would ask is that who were you thinking to pitch? Okay, your friends because I asked you, but yeah, no, but I mean like I think that what we discuss is actually one key thing is that how long you need to pitch, so you try to keep that one, and actually the only way to learn to keep time is to practice with a clock. But the other one is that tweak the message according to the audience. So I think that, okay, normally we agree that when you're in this environment, you kind of pitch kind of like investor type of pitch, but it might be good to understand upfront what's the type of pitch you need to deliver. And because, for instance, if I were you did a pitch, in my opinion, was very good. You covered a lot some topics, a little less some others. For instance, has he spoken at which stage he is? Did he say what stage you are? Okay, so did he mention about the team? Financials?
No.
Good. So I think that if I were the pitch you gave, if I were a journalist or someone interested to understand generically what you are, good. If I were an investor, you left out quite a number of things that might have helped me to understand how good or bad you are, or are you in a stage that I'm interested to talk to you, or are you too early or too late. So what we normally do is actually we use this kind of like structure. That actually is just a guideline, so we change it as needed, and actually we change it even according to the audience. So kind of like cutting and pasting depending on who we talk to. The same material again and again. So what we normally do is actually we start with a tagline or punchline or whatever you want to call it. So basically, your first phrase, you try to say something that helps to remember you or your business, or helps to understand what you do. For instance, I don't know, Maravaca is entertainment for wild kids, whatever. Yes. Okay. Something like that one. I can't tell exactly what would be the right tagline, but the idea would be that, okay, you wake me up, you attract my attention, so I get immediately a little bit of an idea of what you're talking about, and then that I should pay attention to that. Then normally you go through the problem or the opportunity. Like if you do a game, it's very difficult, you're solving a problem. You're kind of exploiting an opportunity that is the interest of people to have fun, to enjoy life. Like if you drink water, maybe you solve an issue that is one to hydrate. But if you drink wine or vodka or whatever else, it's more like people enjoy that one. And so it's more of an opportunity rather than a problem. Then you cover the solution. So basically, how do you try to solve the problem? And in this case, you did mention about a range of items and products and websites or services that you provide. Then I think that what normally we try to do is actually the value and or the market size. So the value is more like, okay, if I'm one of your target audience, so your potential customer or user, because the customer can be doing the purchase transaction can be different than the user. What's the value I see? Why should I be interested in yours versus then on a plush toy or versus watching TV or surfing internet or YouTube? And the other thing that we mentioned normally is actually that actually investors are pretty interested. It's a little about the value, but actually it's a lot about the market size. So I think that if I'm an investor, I'm interested to understand whether you're targeting something that is a local relevance and it cannot be replicated elsewhere. So that the market size is small, it might be very valuable, but it's small, or whether it's something big that can be replicated, can be used on a global scale. And the reason is because investors typically, like we discussed yesterday, the investors are typically looking for something that they invest money, it can be grown tremendously, and then they can make money selling the equity they have in the business. So growth for them is one of the key things. And that's why they're interested to understand what's the size of the market you can potentially address. Not necessarily the one you're solving, you are attacking in the moment. And then I think that, so for instance, let me check, I keep on hitting on you, but next time we do it on the other side. But, so, the value. So, what's the value for Maravaca offer?
We switch on children from internet to real life. This is valid for parents. Valid for toys, Maravaca is basically our market. So we work on Russia, China, and in short future Europe and USA. What else?
Okay, I think this is who which market you potentially target, but I think that normally as an investor, I care about numbers. So how big it is and how much it grows. So in terms of dollars, the euros, or millions.
Market of educational toys in Russia grew for 10%
A year.
last year.
Good.
Well, billion dollars.
Yeah.
Миллиард, как бы, билион?
Billion. Global.
Not only Russia.
Good. Is that big enough? I think it is. Yeah. I mean, physically it's saying that it's big, it's growing, and this is Russia, but then in theory he can target several different ones that are even bigger than Russia. So pretty cool. Yeah, that's good. Nothing wrong with that one. And how do you make money? What's your business model?
We create franchise.
Okay, that's the way you implement it. What's the flow of money? What do you sell? Who pays what to who?
Simply, we sell comic books and toys, but we create franchise when other manufacturers can create our toys
It's
with
really
our
big.
brand of Marabak. And we collect auditory on site. Site is CRM
So
for
basically,
our users.
you use franchise model
Yes.
for taking a cut out of the sales of physical goods that your franchisee will sell. Good. And then will you sell anything directly? Soft, digital hardware or
We sell electronic content.
Yeah,
That-
digital.
Digital.
yes.
We sell digital content. Hardware parts on our franchise.
Good. What about a team?
About team, we have 7 people on the team. I CEO, and serial entrepreneur, our investor profile investor, he have manufacturing in China, toy manufacturing in China. And we very love our work.
Good. What would you like to listen, or if you were an investor, what do you want to hear when talking about a team?
Our competitions.
I know. But if you're an investor, what would you like to hear?
You told us
About the
yesterday
team.
it's, about how they experience in their in what they're doing. How many years or what's I mean, ticks what the
Experience.
experience.
Exactly, yes. I think that if I'm an investor, if I want to put money on you, I want to understand, can I trust you? Can you deliver or not? Can you really make that idea happen? So the main idea is that, let me understand a little of how is the team structured, how you operate. But in reality, the key thing I want to understand, what's your character? Are you really one of those that give up? Or are you one of those that, regardless of what happens, you find a way to fix the problem and to get it done? And then, like, what's experience? What's the knowledge? What's the network you have to be able to be successful and better than others in doing this one? So the idea would be, if I have a pile of money, I can give it to you, I can give it to him. Let's assume you do more or less the same thing. Why should I give it to you instead of him? Nice t-shirt, okay, that's not enough, right? So no, I think the idea is that, do I trust you are more likely to be able to execute and deliver better than him or not? So from that point of view, your character, like, are you one that gives up, or are you one that really push hard and you stay here until midnight if needed and you have a deadline? That makes a difference. If he's leaving at 3 o'clock in the afternoon every time, and regardless whether there is, a deadline and he needs to pitch and he's not ready tomorrow or not, that makes a difference. But you will be delivering better than him. And then as well as, have you done something similar? If you have other experience in the sector or, connections to distribution or manufacturing channel, for instance, like you are investing. Those make the difference there. I think that one of the things that I like to hear is investor, because it helps it. Investors are typically, they choose in which area they play. So do they invest in very, very early? Do they invest a little later? Or do you invest only once you're big, your business is already established, and you just need more money to grow, to accelerate your growth? So that's one of the things they want to understand, at which stage you are. So you can be at the idea stage, or you can have a alpha, beta, prototype, whatever, or you can be live, but maybe not yet making money, or you're live, you're making money, you have customers, you have a sales organizations, and you cover more than one market. I think that's the range. So,
And now we produce comedy books in the internet. We have site when we produce it. Also, we have a program prototype of our new site when children can share it with us. And we develop a prototype of toys.
how many, which stage? At which stage, or when are you planning to launch officially? That might be something.
We create 2 toys, and then well done on GU.
We started making production at June. And now we have prototype. Yes.
Good.
We develop it.
When are you starting to franchise first?
Franchise from next year.
That's important information. It tells me that you already have something, you're still working on it and tweaking, tuning. Your official kind of like launch or distributions of business is going to be sometimes next year. It's good. So it means that you are not at the beginning, but you're not yet an established business. It gives you a little idea where you play for. That's good. I think that if you're already in business, the other thing that I'm more interested rather than the status is more like the traction. So like how many users or customers you have, how quickly are you growing? So for instance, if you think about the IT Park Business Incubator as a business or as a startup, Yaroslav, how many teams we have or how many you had and how quickly are you growing?
At this moment we have 15 teams, and I think in 2 weeks we will grow with 11 more teams. I think it is a great progress for us, because we speak not only about quantity, but we speak about quality of the teams.
So we managed to qualify a little bit volumes there, that's good. And basically you can give maybe an idea about how many teams a year you can handle, and then the fact that the quality is growing and so on. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Then, if you have time and if it is an investor that gives you enough time, you might want to go through the financials. And that one, sometimes you need, something you don't need. So like, if an investor just wants to screen cases, which one I want to talk to later on or which one not, I don't care about the financials. If I'm a journalist, unless you do 100 millions, that is a wow news. Otherwise, I don't care about that one. I care more about the story. But otherwise, it's okay with the financials. And I think that financial is very interesting, it's very important to give, which are the key numbers at very, very high level. So, when we think about financials, which one will you talk about?
But now we don't find investor, but we find co-investor for second round.
Mm-hmm.
How many? Money.
So fundraising. Yes. And typically how much money you need to continue, right? By the way.
Not yet, but me.
Not yet, but me.
Yeah. I think that maybe what you've been able to raise so far, because if you've been able to raise money, it qualifies that someone has been understanding what you do, you've been convincing that it's good, and they trusted you with some money on the table to let you give it a try. But otherwise, you look at what you're looking for next.
For hundreds to millions.
Okay. Yes.
For second round.
Which other financials could be interesting if so?
If I were to institute our business after 6 months, it will it will generate
Generate
profit
revenue, yeah. Okay.
without
That's good. But I think that, so when I think about financials,
I think it's not the best way to say that, oh, it will be just 6 months. Sometimes investors want to hear more realistic story, but yes, it will be 1 year, hard way, blah, blah, blah.
yeah. But I mean, when you have a team and you operate maybe a website or you invest in product and so on, you typically spend some money across time. So how much you spend to develop what you're doing or to operate what you have? 2 or 3 months. Well, it depends. I mean, typically, you know, like people are interested to know about your burn rate, that is how much money you need per month. Because then knowing how much money you have in the portfolio or you're asking for, I understand for how long you want to work or for how long you will have money to continue operating. So that's the one thing. I think that the other thing that might be interesting to know is when you start to do revenues and how much revenues. So these are your costs. Those are your revenues. So typically at a certain point you start to sell your product and, for instance, franchise, and then you start to make money. So you have some cost to develop and some cost to create, to produce, and then you have make some revenue. So those are, so that could be another very interesting thing. The other thing, of course, are the margins you can have, and how much remains in your pocket once you sell. And typically at the beginning, what happens is that the company, you need money at the beginning, then you start, once you start to do revenues, you start to have maybe, if you're not growing quickly enough, or if you're growing reasonably, you start to have the money you make from revenues more or less the same as what you spend to generate the revenues. And then after that one, you start to become positive. So what it basically means is that you generate positive cash. But then you can use it to return, or you can use it to grow faster, depending on what's your choice. So I'm thinking that, yeah, when I think about these things, I think that how much money you need to operate for a certain amount of time, that's interesting. What's your cost? That would be interesting. Then what are your revenues? And profit. That are the key things that people are interested to hear about. They might be interested to hear about it, for first year, second year, on a very high level. And the other interesting thing that I want to know is that how quickly can you grow? So what is your growth rate? Are you going to grow 5, 10, 20%? That's very important. And the other thing is that in some cases, for instance, on his website, he's not making money. So there are some businesses that you monetize directly, some that you monetize indirectly, or you cannot monetize because you decided that, you can't, or you're not interested in monetizing at the beginning. That's okay. In some cases, there are people interested to do that one. So I think that in that case, the key parameters would be how many users you have. So the number of users you have and the growth rate of that one that you have. And I think that then at the end, what is always good to have is actually that you might want to leave when you finish your presentation, especially if you are on a stage. It's always good that you leave on the screen as long as possible your brand logo, so that people remember it and memorize it, and your contact information, so that if anyone interested, that they have a way to be able to follow up and to catch you later on. Questions?
Yes. Can investor ask something about battery? Okay, I will give you money.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you 20
1B,
million rubles.
1C. Can you ask that way?
What do you mean?
I will give you 20 million rubles, okay.
Yeah?
But if not,
What if not?
what if not? What if your analysis is not right?
All right, you mean what happens if you as an entrepreneur, you cannot do that, or if you cannot raise that money you want?
Вы имеете в виду, если вы не сможете выполнить
Да.
обещания?
Да, да, да.
They mean if they have a fault in the project after they get funding.
You mean from investor perspective or from presentation?
Would he ask?
Remember
Ah.
in Russia?
Yes.
Okay. So I think that when you present, you're trying to convince me your idea is the best in the world, and you have the best team in the world to do it. So you don't tell me, I don't know.
Yes, yes, and you will ask me, what if not?
Of
And
course.
can I say, yes, in our
We
reality,
have plan B, plan C. And,
we have risks.
Of course, yeah. I mean, what you can say is that typically, the entrepreneur is there to try to solve problems. So you take assumptions, and then you try to confirm that they are true. And if not, you try to make corrective actions to make things change so that you can still do your business the way you were initially trying to do it. So I think that even if, from growth perspective, you normally say, okay, I will grow, 20%. But in reality, if you have a lousy product or because of some competitors, whatever, maybe you grow 10%. Maybe you're lucky and you grow 30%. So yes, you have basically what is your assumption, but then you can have a minimum or a maximum that you think that is relevant. But when you present, you don't talk about all these ones. You just talk about which is the one you think is the more relevant one, the more realistic. If then I ask you how true it is or how realistic it is, you will be able to grow 20%. And you tell me, well, either I've already done it, so as of now it's already growing 20%, or maybe it's growing now 10%, but I've done this, and this that will help to fix it and improve it, so it will become 20% by 1 to 3 months.
And by the way, when you talk with investor, you not only talk about some global goal for you, you talk about milestones which help you to get a status of health of your project. And so investor will understand he also must be involved in some kind of in this process. He can understand what's the status of project and when you can fix some things that are not right in your plan, maybe in your status at that milestone.
Yeah. That's true, and actually, okay, when you pitch like this one, you normally don't discuss, but when you discuss details with an investor, typically, let's say that you need, I don't know, 40 million rubles to operate for 1 year, okay? So it's not that they give you, normally they don't give you all the money, so this is quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So basically, this is January, this is December. They don't give you the 40 million here. They give you little by little. So for instance, if you agree that they give you money in 4 steps, they give you some money here, some here, some here, and some here. But then they give you some money here, but then there are some criteria or some targets you need to reach here. For instance, you need to launch, you need to have 3 products ready, 3 hardware products ready. Or here, you will have to sign up 1 franchisee customer. Or you need to be able to sell 1,000 pieces, something like that. So normally, what they normally do is that in VCs, they normally agree on a certain amount of time, of money across time, in steps, and there are criteria you need to comply to be able to get the money. If you don't reach those ones, you need to discuss with them. Typically, they don't give you the money to continue unless you have corrective actions that are convincing enough to fix the problem or to convince that there is a new path, maybe corrected, that's the reasonable one to continue working. So what it basically means is that yes, they commit on 40 million, but they will not give you 40 million unless you can execute accordingly. You can't just get the check, go and buy a car and go on vacation. Investors protect themselves in the area. Good. There's one more thing that you can do if you're smart when you wrap up and when you close. You might be looking for money, but you might be looking for something else as well. So typically, you're looking maybe for feedback or suggestions or contacts, maybe to open channels or to source something that is difficult to have available. So you can use the opportunity at the end to mention somewhere here what you're looking for, depending on the audience you have. So for instance, if you're pitching to a journalist, and you can say that, hey, I'm looking for kids, or I'm looking for volunteers to help to test the products within the 6 months, and I need them 6 to 12 years old. Or I want some, I don't know, female blah 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 that are interested to test my website and so on. So you can ask for guidance, or maybe you need a distributor, or you need a, I don't know, an online marketing agency, or a ad network to help promote your activities. Other questions? So in my opinion, what it makes sense is actually, in theory, you can have, with 7 to 10 slides, you can have everything there. And then what you can do is that, depending on the audience, you remove or you leave the slides according to the audience. And then you can tweak the timing as well. So if you have 2 minutes, maybe you don't go through the financials. And if you have 3 minutes, maybe you do that one. So depending on the audience, depending on the time you have, and then you can leverage even on, you could work even on the time you spend on each slide to go through. But my suggestion is that it's good to do the slides because it forces you to think and to write down black on white what you want. But then when you practice, I strongly recommend you to start practicing without slides, because it's horrible when you read slides. People want that they want to be convinced that it's something coming from your gut, from the inside. So the slide is something simple to just support what you're talking about and to attract attention to what you are saying. So slides with 5 million things, horrible. 1, 2, 3 things, simple as possible. People look at it, kind of get an idea or get interested, and then they listen to you. That's the key thing. So my suggestion is that do something like this one, then practice without slides. Once you become very good in how fluent you are and actually on how much you can manage the time, then you can start to use the slides. Then it's okay. And the other thing is that actually, yes, the elevator pitch, I strongly recommend you to everyone to write it down and then practice with the others, so that it needs to become kind of like an automatic reflex. When you meet someone, you shake hands, you say hi, and then you tell them your 30 seconds elevator pitch, regardless who they are. Nobody will complain. Well, maybe if you do it for the 10th time to the same person, yes, but otherwise that's okay. But help you to qualify briefly in 30 seconds and whether they're interested to hear more or not. Because if they're interested, they will ask you something about it. Questions? Who had an elevator pitch before? No? Nobody? What's the time? Let me think. 11. We have about an hour. Is there any questions you want? I have some slides of all what we discussed, but actually, on purpose, I tried not to use the slides and to talk and to make it interactive. But if there's something particular you want to discuss or ask, that's okay. Otherwise, what I suggest is that why don't you guys all take 5 minutes to write down your elevator pitch, and then you tell in front of the others in English. You like the idea? Okay, so 5 minutes. Take a piece of paper. I'll show it here. You can do your elevator pitch. Actually, I'll write it here. Where's the paper? Here. You can do it as well. You can do it as well. So, why not? Maybe yes. Takes you 5 minutes. So. Company.
Бумага кому-то нужна? И ручка. Всех есть? Не нужна?
Thanks. You can do it. You never done that for this. So the idea is that you want to be able to teach in 30 seconds to anybody. 30 seconds. Basically, when you shake hands, you can tell them in briefly what it is. So this is a template from DOS. There is the founder of the fundraiser. It's a seed accelerator. So basically, you need to fill in my company. This is your company name. And then it's developing what's your product or service. Last story. It should help, so who you buy, actual result, business focus. Okay, what about you? Almost done it? Good. Done? Done. Good. Let's listen. Let's start from here. You want to say it? Yeah, that's okay. Whatever. So tell me.
Without names.
It's okay.
Okay.
You can use it, don't worry.
And work on camera.
Yeah,
It will be
okay.
interesting experience to.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you can listen as well. You can watch it. But basically, it takes you 10, 20, 30 times to repeat it before it becomes natural. Then like, hi, blah, 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 blah.
Pretend this is investor, not camera.
My name is Dr. Taziv. Our company is Super.travel. We are developing a website which help the people under 30 buy package tours online for only 4 clicks. A touristic market of Russia, it consists of for 80% consists of package tours, and the market is very harsh. And now we know that people are ready to buy it online.
Okay, good. No, stay here. Hey, come back. Easy. So, what was good on what he said? I think he said all the key things here. He mentioned the company name. He mentioned what they're doing. He mentioned about who they target. He mentioned something no problem. What? Well, yeah, you did mention, and he mentioned about the special recipe or the 4 clicks. So that's okay. Maybe the sequence you used was you mixed it up a little. For instance, you told about the target audience before and so on. But I think the core is there. That's good. I think the word was not. So you mentioned about a website. Website is a little generic. If you say website, you say online travel booking service, which that's much clearer, simpler. So you can use less words, sharper. And for package storage, that's okay. And I think you mentioned 4 clicks at the very beginning. I think that could be your special recipe on why you make it different than the others. I think it's okay. Then the other thing, of course, was not coming natural, but you can practice 20 times, 30 times. Tomorrow you can be a little more fluent. But it's okay. I think that you got the right things and in the right direction. That's good.
Thank you.
All right. That's good.
Hello, my name is Sergey. Our startup name is Columbus. We developed SaaS service for travel agencies. Our segment client is a small travel companies. It's more than 10,000. Our location market is Russian and USSR. It's 215 million rubles. We have a best team with high skills. First target is 15 customers, and then we want to attract an investor money, $200,000. So we know all competitors. We make this service for our customers, and we want to make their work happy and profitable. That's all. Thank you very much.
Okay. Really important for him. Yeah. Okay. Good. What was good? What was bad with his elevator pitch?
I think I'm reading.
Not a plan. We have plan, we have 5 things.
Yeah. Did he cover all these ones? Maybe not. Yeah. Not probably not.
I make my plan which includes 8 things. No.
Yeah. I think
It's,
that you added a little too much. For instance, you talked about money you want. If you're just doing the elevator pitch, no need to do that one. You're just trying to make me interested to understand what it is, so you can skip the money part. And you mentioned about the team. Okay, that's good to add in, but that's you can do it at the end. You know, once you arrive here, if they're still paying attention to you, you can keep on adding until they stop to walk away. But otherwise, just focus on the key things first. Yeah. Then you mentioned something about 10,000. I didn't get it. What it was?
There was.
Oh, that was the market size. I think that even this one, you can put it at the end if needed, if you have time to do it. Otherwise, focus on these things. And then at the beginning, for instance, you mentioned my company name is. You don't need to say name. You can just say my company is something. So let's try again. Your company is developing
SaaS for travel agencies.
SaaS service for travel agents. What do you do with it?
To help
Booking?
out, no, to help
So it's a
our
little unclear.
customers optimization their processing and make
Yeah.
make happy their working and more profitable.
Okay. Let's try a little more. SaaS service, that's okay. But what is actually doing this type? What helps you to do the website?
What helped me to do?
Yeah, no, why do if I'm a customer, so who's your target audience? Travel agents.
Yes.
Good. What do you do in your website, on your SaaS service?
They make clients
Orders.
client quarters and
Orders.
orders.
Yeah? So to book orders.
And?
Book orders.
Ну ты по-русски скажи, если мы поможем перевести. Что ты хотел сказать?
Но систему управления турагентством.
System of controlling of travel agency.
Now we got it a little more clear. Yeah, I think that you were okay, but I think that this one was very generic. When it's too generic, I don't understand exactly what it is. So you might want a little more specific, so I understand better what are you really doing. Because there are many online travel sites. Of these ones, you know, you help booking, you help backend, you help efficiency. You know, you need to qualify a little more what's there that you offer and how that relates to the other. Okay. And what's the problem you solve? Why I should use it? I mean, what's the interest in me to use it? What's good? Yeah. Why should I use yours instead of something else or nothing?
Ключевые преимущества.
Yes. Our system make orders very fast. For travel managers, it needed only 1 minute for average clicks. It's better. We know it is better than our competitors. And
Why is better?
we are tracking our
No, what not? Why is it better?
It's
What is
more
different? Faster. So it's speed or efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe to handle cases efficiently or something like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
but we think that at first this service needed to to the manager of travel agencies, because we have a good and a better analytical system which includes more than 18 indexes.
Controlling.
And the controlling of company is more effective.
Good. So let's give it a try again. My company.
My company name is
No, your company.
my company Columbus.
Okay. It's developing.
Is developing a SaaS system for travel agencies, SaaS service for travel agencies
To help.
to help controlling.
No, sorry. You're developing a SaaS travel system to help travel agent managers, you say?
Travel.
At least at the beginning you said managers, right?
Yeah.
Good. So we're a little more specific. To do what?
To control their company more effectively.
Okay.
And make it more profitable.
Yes. And the special recipes, then we have detailed analytics or something like that, right? Good. I think you definitely want to write it down and polish a little more and practice. I think that it never comes easy. You need to do it and then you keep on practicing with the others and then check whether they understand or not. And then little by little you can change to make it more simpler or more easy to understand and more immediate. Good? Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Evgeny Vitorsky. My company Radar is developing a clever mobile application which helps drivers to solve their problem to get somewhere in time and safe with our automatic maps creation and our actualization technology. And we solve problems of local businesses with targeted audio advertising, delivering these messages to drivers' devices when they get to special area, specific area.
Cool. That was quick. So, what was good? What was bad?
Very quick.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
emotion.
And I think that what
Just
he did.
because I'm reading. I was
Is it hard to learn it by heart for 5 minutes? It's not very long to learn it and to work on camera on investors.
Yeah, and I think the good thing is that what he did is that he did it quickly, so that's good. Anybody can listen to that one. And I think he did it with a very convinced voice too. So he was like, no, he was very incisive. I mean, like, people kind of like, okay, you know what you're talking about. That's okay, that's very good. And now, let's go through a little more quietly, because there are things that maybe we can polish. So your company name, Radar, that's okay. In developing, you said?
Clever mobile application.
All right, what is that? What is doing your mobile app? Everybody's doing, well, half of the people here are doing a mobile application. What is doing your mobile application?
Okay, navigation app.
Okay, now we got it. Mobile navigation.
Application.
So that's what you're trying to do, yeah?
Okay.
The app per se, that's the way you do it. It's a mobile navigation. To help?
Drivers.
Yeah.
To get
Any specific driver? Generic, professional, casual, blah, blah, no, whatever.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I can tell about drivers who have smartphones, but it's too much.
No. Is it for people who travel frequently along, or people who go back and forth just to the office the same road every time?
Don't care.
Okay.
For all of them.
Would I use it every day if I go to the same road 5 minutes? 7 minutes?
Yes, if you live in a big city and you maybe have traffic jams on,
Okay.
on your
Good point. Okay, so drivers.
to help them to get somewhere in time and safe. And maybe safe. Should.
Yeah, so faster or in time and safer. Good. Yeah. And what's a special recipe to make it happen?
It's our unique technology of automatic maps creation and actualization.
Ah, that's the way you deliver your super cool thing. But what do you deliver cool that makes it different from the others? You mentioned something about alarms for the speed or guidance for turning, these kind of things.
Of course, we have.
So those are the special things.
Okay.
The object recognition and so on, those are the technology used to make it happen.
Okay.
But from consumer perspective, I don't care whether you use memorize or whether you detect immediately. I care that it happens. Okay?
So we'll alerting the drivers.
Yeah, that could be good.
Some warnings.
Mm-hmm. Okay, run through again. So,
So my company Radar is developing navigation mobile app which helps the drivers to get somewhere in time.
where is the generic?
Yeah. Or some, I don't know, somewhere
To
maybe.
help drivers get to their destination on time, safely, whatever, yeah?
With our
Warning, alarm.
yes, with our technology, or I can say technology. With our system of alarming, warning them of any danger on the road.
Cool. Okay, much better, yeah? Next. It was faster. That's good. I like it. Good. Actually, that's an interesting thing. In a lot of cases, let me comment on that. In a lot of cases, especially if you're not scheduled to be on stage, but when you try to talk with people walking around and so on in an event and so on, people come and go. You might have the opportunity to talk to the one you want to reach, but he might leave. So don't wait too long. Approach them as quickly as you can, because if you're not the first or the second one, maybe the guy then takes off and goes away because his time is gone. So it's like, for example, you're good and you took initiatives to come up. Good. All right, let's run.
My company, Living Core, is developing the SaaS service and the mobile tools for industrial houses inspectors and his customers to help him very quickly and to make less mistakes and to change his paper-based practices by modern digital practice with special expert system.
Okay. Good. Comments? Any comment?
It should be more exciting.
Good point. He was very decisive to come here and take the stage. But so far, the only one who had energy to talk about it, like, convince me that it's cool, was him. Yeah. So that's good. I think the body language is very interesting. I have a video to hint later, but I think the tone of voice, the pace you use, your body language makes the difference. And then he was convincing. With you, it's like, okay, what's wrong that you're not convinced? Yeah? So I think that you want to use like camera to learn what's your body language and to see how you can improve that one little bit. And even talk a little more, not louder, but a little more convinced as the way you say the words. Then let's go through again. Your company, yeah, what is developing?
Mobile tools and the SaaS
Louder,
service.
louder.
The mobile tools and the SaaS service.
Right, so what? What is it doing? I don't want to know that it's a SaaS, okay, it's a SaaS service, but what it does. Be more specific.
Subscribe system.
What are your system? To help handle reports, transactions.
With customers to make weekly with his data.
Is to handle efficiently audit reports.
Yeah, and to make
Okay.
less mistakes.
So you have a SaaS service to handle digital versions of audit reports. All right. Who's your target audience?
How to spend
Who?
Who?
Who is using your system?
Ключевая аудитория.
Industrial houses inspectors.
Inspectors, and then the one who received the input. Good. Yes. You can mention you have more than one customer because you have the auditor, and then you have the management company and so on. So you can mention the most important or both. So you can say the auditor or auditors and plant owner as well. Okay. 2.
To spend less time.
Manage efficiently.
Yes, to manage efficiency with his data,
Yeah.
information about
So that you manage efficiency, so faster and less errors, or left the task left behind undone. Polish. And what's your special recipe? You have the special expertise, the expert system, or you have the alarms or something like that. What? I don't know why, you need to think about it, but why, if someone else does this one, what's cool in yours that the others don't have? Yeah? Nothing? Good. I think you still need to polish more and more. I think it's good you had something, you might want to improve it, and then what you can do is that you can, when you guys sit down together, help each other. Yaroslav.
Oh. Okay.
You were sneaking away.
I try.
Yeah, good.
Okay. My company is Business Incubator. We're developing an ecosystem for the new startups, new entrepreneurs to become real businesses. So we help new entrepreneurs to become company which will get a big market, big number of customers, and will make a great revenue. We help with well-experienced team. We help with our community of experts, mentors, and investors. So that's all.
Okay, good.
Okay, say me what it was
Let's
about.
ask them what they think.
More expressions.
Okay.
All right, what else?
Не, может.
Don't be shy.
Я не злопамятный.
He's not going to kick you out of the incubator anyhow, don't worry.
We even don't officially take them. So
Okay, so you don't take any risk.
maybe
Come on.
you can make some notes about.
Any comments?
No, I think that it was good.
I think it was
It was
good
easy.
body language, good tone of voice, convincing. I think it was a little improvised. I think that it got a little back and forth when going here, and longer, and then coming back and repeating. So I think that you can probably polish a little more here. So, but let's go through a little more. But there are a couple of things that I like. So your company or your business incubator, okay. What are you doing?
Is developing an ecosystem.
We are providing, yeah,
Services, we're providing services
business incubator service.
Mhm.
Yeah, help.
to help startups, young entrepreneurs,
Yes.
to become real businesses.
Yeah,
We-
successful,
Yes,
become a
successful.
real business successfully.
Successfully.
Yeah, with,
We, our experienced team,
yeah,
mentors and experts networking, and investors which are working with us.
and maybe the facilities we have. So you have
I
facilities.
I was thinking about it, but I think
Yeah,
that
I think
accent is better on team and our network
You
than on
can,
facility.
you can pick what and how, but you have facilities, you have staff, you have coaches, the experts, the network, and so on. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's the way. That's good. Sounds quick and effective. Good.
Thanks.
I'll sit.
Hello, my name is Andrei. My company Marabaka is developing educational products, comics books, art, toys to help children from 6 to 12 years old to switch off from internet games to real life creativity and art. With our secret sauce, toys who are connecting to PC and our Marabaka website.
Comments?
It was good.
Quite clear.
Okay, what did he wrong? Let's find something wrong. Come on.
He read it.
Yeah. Ah, okay. That's good. Yeah. Any other comment?
He's too frequently was used in presentation in business incubator, so he has a very good pitch.
Yeah.
Pitch in Russian, but English language.
And that's why I forced you on purpose to do all of you in English, yeah, so you practice. I think it was very good. It was probably one of the best ones, if not the best one today. I think you went through all the things. I think you had a good tone of voice. You went incisively and quickly, so that's good. I think, of course, you were reading, but that's fine. I mean, like, I think it was good to clean up the message, and then you can improve the way you can deliver that one. Not reading, and eventually, I think what you can do is that maybe your body language would be probably one of the bottlenecks at the moment in terms of the voice was convincing. The way you were moving your body, it was showing a little of uncertainties or uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable speaking English for me.
Yes, but I don't understand. But I mean, if I'm an investor,
Okay.
if I see uncomfortable, I start to think why. Are you not convinced your idea? You're probably having troubles, or your team not okay, or it's just language. If I don't know you, that's your first 30 seconds with me, I'll start to think like, what's there? And then maybe I decide that I speak a couple of other words, and I decide that your English is so maybe that was the reason. But I think that that's something you can probably work on, because the rest is all good. But yeah, it's good. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, let me introduce our project with 10tracks.com. It's cloud-based music storage systems that allow users to bring their music anywhere and listen it from any kind of mobile devices. I think you will be surprised that you can upload your music in the cloud more than 30 times faster than each usual services. And of course you can get the unlimited space for your music collection just for $25. It's unlimited space. Our service will be very useful for people that have a large music collection.
Okay. Comments?
Some kind of longer than it was required.
Definitely yes.
Maybe.
What else?
Don't focus on plan.
Sorry?
Don't focus on punch.
Oh yeah, no,
I
yeah,
have changed
that's
it to
good.
the orders.
But I think he was a little long. He went back and forth a little. Yeah, as Yaroslav said. Any other comment?
Maybe not very confident.
No.
Maybe it's not very investor-oriented. It's too customer-oriented presentation. Maybe in some way.
Yeah, but I think when you do a elevator pitch.
But it is discussable if we must talk with investor as a potential customer, so he can make its row on there or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that the key skill of the entrepreneur is to improvise, to adjust what you do in any situation, to get the most out of it. I think the idea is that if you learn to do automatically an elevator pitch like this one works well in any case. It comes out, understand who you are, what you're doing, and where you're going, full stop. And then on top of that one, you can start to, if they give you bandwidth, you grab it, you keep on talking to add on top of it whatever else you want, especially if you have in mind your 8-9 tones for your normal presentation, no problem. But at least the first few seconds, you kind of like get a clear message so that they understand that you can explain quickly, clearly, what are you trying to do, so you give a good impression that you can communicate crisply what's there. So that's okay. I think that you went a little back and forth. You had a lot of good things, but maybe it needs to be polished. So let's start to run through again. Your company, good. Watch that runs there. It's developing. And streaming. Storage and streaming.
Storage.
Cool. And who you target?
People that have a large music collection.
Good. Music lovers that sounds cooler. Yeah? And what's the problem we solve?
To store in one place all the music and get it to the cloud.
Why put them in the
Easy
cloud?
access.
I think that's one of the things. You said 30 times faster upload.
Upload
That's what you create.
and the price of the storage.
Unlimited storage for affordable price. Yeah? Okay.
All
And I think that, I think so the key problem is to be able to access your music anytime, anywhere, across any device. And here you can mention about your up to 30 times and then pricing for limited storage. That could be good. You need to maybe polish and practice a little more, but that's good. Now, any other questions or? Yes? Up. Why you waited to be the last one? No. Why you waited to be the last one?
It's my fault.
Why? Shy?
A little bit exciting about preparing a presentation.
It's good. It's never good to be the last one. Because
Yeah,
people are, I mean,
People
it
are
happens,
tired and
but
so on. Yeah.
if it's your choice, like in this case, never smart, because it might have been run out of time. So we said, okay, so next
Sure.
time.
Sure.
But it's good. The other thing is that if you're trying to impress me because you want to show that you have a good team, you're determined, you can do things, being there waiting forever as the last one is never good.
Sure.
I like to see someone that comes out and dares to be the first one or among the first ones, and you fight your way to get there.
Exactly.
Go on.
Okay. Hello, my dear friends. My name is Max, and this is my 32nd elevator pitch. My company is Delivery Soft. Is developing a flexible solution to help business in catering and delivery services, to automate the key business processes, features, to control their business, to report outgoings, and to build smart client layout system with a smart and user-friendly software.
Okay. Comments? Start from that side.
Everything is okay with emotions.
you always said to everybody, emotions, expression. So everything is okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it was passionate. That's good. I think you are the most passionate to deliver that one. That's good.
Okay.
No. That's not all. Any other comment?
Maybe about special recipients, short name, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not so targeted or special, not so special
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
from his words.
So he can improve the wording he's using, yeah. Any other comment on this side, guys? No comment? No comment? I think it was good the way your passion and so on. The tone of voice was good. Body language I could see were a little tense, but okay, the emotions because you don't practice, so you need to practice a lot. But I think that you started to introduce, I'm here talking about blah blah blah, copy practice. Don't waste time. My company, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Introduction.
No introduction, just do it. So let's go through it again because I think that you, for instance, you told me you're developing a software.
A flexible solution.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me what.
It's a small secret. It's a
Yeah, fine. Then I'm not interested if it's a secret. I don't have interest in secrets. Either you share the secret, or then I'm not interested.
maybe it's too long to describe all the parts of the solution.
It's
Maybe
your problem to find a simple way to do it, to say it.
2 words. Flexible solution.
No?
No.
No.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What are you doing?
Is developing smart software, a set of software
For what? To do what?
to help business customers in catering and in catering area and delivery services.
So maybe you can say you're developing an online catering solution.
Almost.
It's better than say you're developing a solution. At least I understand that you're related to catering.
Yeah, it's yeah.
If you're just generic, it tells me nothing. So at least help me to understand, like this way you told me that it's something to manage catering.
Yeah, it's a set of tools to manage business in a catering area.
I mean,
and
he's doing something very complex as well. They have a website, they have content, they have books, they have hardware, a lot of pieces in it. But he managed to find a couple of words to explain what they're doing. I think that you definitely need to work on the words you choose to explain what are you doing. So for instance, okay, set of services to help catering, what? So let's go back. Who are you targeting? Who's your customer?
Companies,
Who? Which company?
small companies,
Doing what?
providing delivery services and catering.
Delivery services, catering, and delivery service. Okay. What do you help them to do better or more, or they couldn't do before?
Because my goal is to automate their business because they don't have any automation system or use some old principles or methods.
Which business? Transactions?
Order handling? Order dispatch, yeah, in general.
Now we're getting. And why they should do automated?
Because it will make it will allow to accept solutions more quickly in business, to control business, control resources,
So
to manage people.
well, if they run the business, they can manage right now. Maybe you can do it better, so more efficiently, or faster, or less
Yeah,
error.
sure. Faster and clear.
So yeah, efficiently, or you can say faster, less errors. Yeah.
Mhm.
mean, you need to figure out, but that's okay. And what's your secret stuff? Why is it better than any other one?
Because we provide a set of, a range of software.
Yeah.
This software is designed especially for such kind of areas.
Good, but if I'm doing the same thing, what's different in yours? What's different from your competitors? Why is better?
Faster delivery, faster shipping.
Now, why is better? Why should I choose yours instead of his own? If he's doing something similar, what's there cool that the others don't have, or different that makes it better? Otherwise, you have one of the many. Maybe I will never buy from you, right? So how do you convince me that I should use yours instead of his own one?
We provide smarter solutions.
Why smarter?
Because we cover the main aspects of a business that we can control, and we can report the actual status of the company.
And nobody else does it?
We provide a set of tools like a desktop solution, mobile solution, web solution, to be joined in a common information area. So there are many ways how to solve the same problems.
Yeah, but I still haven't understood why should I pick yours instead of hers? What's different? What's good in yours that she doesn't have? Is it because it's mobile? Is it because it goes mobile, web, PC? Or is it because it's doing something better and faster? Or because you cover all the steps and she doesn't cover all the steps? I mean, what's different?
I guess we provide
You know it in Russian?
I'll try. A better solution for customer, because we cover a part of his communication with client. We provide a solution for customer that he can use with its clients also. Not only inside the company.
Okay, we're getting a little better, but still not convincing enough to understand the value, why your solution is better than the other ones. You need to work a little more on that one. Okay. So let's run through once more. Let's see whether it's getting better. So your company,
Delivery Soft,
is developing
a set of tools.
order dispatch solution, catering, and delivery dispatch solution.
Yes, catering and delivery dispatch solution.
Yes.
To help business, for customers.
Small or big?
Small. To help small
so
business.
maybe to help small catering and delivery services or businesses.
Yes. To automate the key business features.
The order dispatch efficiently, or
it's part of the system. It's just a part.
Yeah, with
different desktop and mobile solutions. With a smart and user-friendly desktop and mobile solutions.
Okay.
Plus
Run through once more.
my company Delivery Soft is developing catering and delivery services products to help small businesses to automate the key business process, like dispatch efficiently with with a set of smart and user-friendly software like desktop, mobile, and web.
Okay. Well, guys, good enough. We did quite a lot of effort there. I think it's much better. I think you really need to work more to polish it. It's still not sharp enough to convince me that it feels like so what at the moment. It's like, you know, everybody else can do it. Why should I pay attention to yours instead of hers? Yeah? You still need a little of a, you know, what's cool there? Missing. But okay, better. At least you can communicate the basics. You need to polish little by little to become more fluent, and then to, you know, make it crisp so that it's appealing. Because basically, fundamentally, you're trying to, you know, with this phrase, you're trying to attract my interest. It's like, sure. Okay, why should I be interested in that? Thank you. Is there anything else missing? Slide. We had another card here. Does it disappear? Good. Okay, so was it any good, this one? Useful?
Of course.
Good. I think that what I'd like to do is that you might want to practice about 100 times so that you can get familiar with it, spontaneous, and then you polish up more and more until it becomes reasonable. It doesn't need to be the same forever, but at least you get the basics in place. The other thing that you guys mentioned earlier on was actually related to body language and, you know, how incisive you are when you're there, the passion and so on. So what I wanted to do was that, let's see, if I find this, I'll switch on this. And I will need to put this one up there.
Other side.
There. Put it all, and what was this one? This one? Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's English. That's cool. Okay.
Do you want me to change it to English?
Yes.
Russian subtitles.
Those are subtitles? Okay, let's run it this way, but I changed this one. Interesting, I didn't know. On my machine it was in English, yeah. Go ahead. So you know about TED, I believe. Does everybody know about TED? Okay, so I think that this was kind of very interesting talk or presentation about presentations. It's actually not okay?
Yeah, just reload it.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty long one. I think it's 20 minutes. So we don't need to spend 20 minutes here, but I can share the link. But the main idea was that actually it was a very interesting talk about, you know, what's interesting, what you need to keep in mind, what's relevant when you're there on the stage.
Там можно увеличить еще.
You see? Yeah, it's about body language mostly.
Do a little audit of your body and what you're doing with your body. So how many of you are sort of making yourself smaller? Maybe you're hunching, crossing your legs, maybe wrapping your ankles. Sometimes we hold on to our arms like this. Sometimes we spread out. I see you. So I want you to pay attention to what you're doing right now. We're going to come back to that in a few minutes, and I'm hoping that if you sort of learn to tweak this a little bit, it could significantly change
attention to her slides, no text, it's just pictures. She's talking about it, so you get attention to what she's saying.
So a handshake or the lack of a handshake can have us talking for weeks and weeks and weeks, even the BBC and the New York Times. So obviously when we think about nonverbal behavior or body language, what we call it nonverbals as social scientists, it's language. So we think about communication. When we think about communication, we think about interactions. So what is your body language communicating to me? What's mine communicating to you? And there's a lot of reason to believe that this is a valid way to look at this. The social scientists have spent a long time looking at the effects of our body language or other people's body language on judgments. And we make speaking judgments and inferences from body language. And those judgments can predict really meaningful life outcomes, like who we hire or promote, who we ask out on a date. For example, Nalini Ambadi, a researcher at Tufts University, shows that when people watch 30-second soundless clips of real physician-patient interactions, their judgments of the physician's niceness predict whether or not that physician will be sued. So it doesn't have to do so much with whether or not that physician was incompetent, but do we like that person and how they interacted? Even more dramatic, Alex Todorov at Princeton has shown us that judgments of political candidates' faces in just 1 second predict 70% of U.S. Senate and gubernatorial race outcomes. And even, let's go digital, emoticons used well in online negotiations can lead you to claim more value from that negotiation. If you use them poorly, bad idea, right? So when we think of nonverbals, we think of how we judge others, how they judge us, and what the outcomes are. We tend to forget though the other audience that's influenced by our nonverbals, and that's ourselves. We are also influenced by our nonverbals, our thoughts and our feelings and our physiology. So what nonverbals am I talking about? I'm a social psychologist, I study prejudice, and I teach at a competitive business school. So it was inevitable that I would become interested in power dynamics. I became especially interested in nonverbal expressions of power and dominance. And what are nonverbal expressions of power and dominance? Well,
Level structure of the template we give to the teams for structure representation, but you don't need to use that one. I mean, use your own. You better tweak it and tune it as you want, and then practice so that you can get confident with that one, comfortable, and then just learn to be comfortable so you can tune it according to the situation and the needs. And then once you've got that one, then you can start working little by little even on your body language and the tone of voice you use, or how you look at the audience, how you interact with them, and so on. That's it. Any question, guys? Oh, yeah, here we have something.
It's a book I was talking about. It's, I think, the best book about presentations we have here now in Russian, and even, as I know, reviewers' opinion, even in English. I think Paolo will have opportunity to read it on English. Это мастерство презентации Алексея Киптерева. Я скажу честно, самой большой проверкой. The best opinion for me was when I give it to several startups which are sitting here, and was very skeptical about books, and especially books about presentations. They read it and say, oh, interesting, it's not as other books with much, as we say, water in it. It's very concrete.
To the point.
To the point, they give a very big amount of information in a very
concise.
Yes. So, I think it will be very good for you to get this book as a handbook on the table for the presentations, and use it with other experience you get, experience from the Paolo, experience from other sources. It will help you to make a great presentation, I think.
I think the key thing is actually practice. I think that it takes about 100 times before you get confident and fluent to present. So do it again and again and again. Take yourself or friends to listen and to pay attention and to give you feedback. And actually the other thing you do is that you can practice it as well, helping each other. There's nothing wrong with that one. We do it quite often actually. One of the things we do in the camp is actually we tell team to pitch each other. So we split them up in pairs and one team pitches to the other one. Actually, you might get good or maybe you might get less good feedback, but the idea is that it forces you to pitch and to think about what you're doing, and it helps you to get comfortable and, practice. About 100 times is the minimum to be decent or, comfortable about it. Cool. Thank you, guys. It was really good. Now, lunchtime.